it's Gwen and I am back today with another scrapbooking process video. Today's share is episode 15 in my Maggie Holmes Monday series, and today I'm using all of these pretty goodies from the Willow Lane collection. Now, I did have a plan. I don't have a lot of this collection left, and I absolutely for this one started with my photo. I really wanted to scrapbook this particular photo. So I began by pulling out all of the elements in the collection that were that same yellow. See the yellow in the frame there and the yellow in Caitlin's tutu. So I started with that. And then to add some contrast, because I didn't want to do a monochrome layout, to add some contrast, I've pulled out some of the peach tones as well, which you see there in the unicorn and that floral piece. But I also pulled out that really pale lilac color. There wasn't a lot in the collection in that tone, just a couple of butterflies and a flag piece there. So to really draw on that, I found the perfect match in cardstock in my stash. So that is what's going to be the background for this page. Now, as far as the design for the page goes, I was actually really inspired by the elements in the collection. You'll see there's a bunch of really sweet frames. So there's the floral piece down the bottom there, and there's that lovely round one that I've got in the top right-hand corner of my photo. And I kind of thought, you know what, let's make this layer look a little bit like a gallery wall or a wall that you might have in your house that has a bunch of frames kind of gathered together to make like a little collection. Oh, I hope that makes sense. Like, yeah, a little photo gallery. So yeah, that's the inspiration for the design of this one. Now, you will see that I started with these yellow paper strips at the bottom and the top of the page. They are just scraps. I didn't have any 12 by 12 sheets left in this collection, but I did have a couple of cut apart sheets that did run the length of the 12 by 12 length. So I have used those, and I ended up switching them out for these ones here. They were just a bit softer, and yeah, I just found the yellow was a bit much. So I do like this more neutral tone for the top and bottom. I was also really keen to use up a lot of the bits and pieces from the collection. My balance, I do have way more embellishments than I do paper for this one. So it was really nice to just have a play with all of those lovely things and make a little collection, make a little gallery on my page here and use them all up. So I am going to add my paper strips here in a moment to the background, and I did leave this footage in because I wanted to show you when I do this I actually add the ATG tape to my background. I don't add the glue to the little piece of paper that I'm trying to add, so I don't add it to the paper strip. I actually add it to the background, and I just find it so much easier to position it when I do it this way. I don't know why, it doesn't make sense. It shouldn't matter, I don't think, which piece of paper that you add the adhesive to, but for me, I find that it just goes exactly where I want it to when I add the adhesive to the background, not to the paper strip. Now, we also have to have a little chat about Mr. Unicorn there. I was really keen to get him on this particular page. I was looking through the collection, and it's one of those things, I've talked about it before. There was a zebra. Actually, I will link the video. There was a Maggie Holmes Monday video that I did with a zebra on a Disney page. And this unicorn here falls into exactly the same boat. I will not get this onto, I'm never going to make a page about unicorns. So I need to be a little bit more open with the theme and the idea for the layout to get that one used up. And I just thought this was just a really fun, sweet, magical kind of layout. So why not pop a unicorn on there? It's also in the exact same color tones as the floral pieces, so I feel like it fits quite well. And yeah, and I just thought, you know what, let's just get him on here and make him a little feature. And funnily enough, in that same Disney video, I did the same thing, popped the unicorn in that case, no, it was a zebra in that case, over the top of a frame and just used that as like a decorative element on the page. So they're not going in the same album. So it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone's even going to really notice in time and go, oh, you did a unicorn over a frame on this page, and then on that other page you did the zebra over a frame. No one's going to do that. So happy to do that. I also wanted to chat to you about this pretty lace that I have. This is new. I got this today, as it so happens, from a lovely little scrapbook shop that I don't get to very often because it's about an hour and a half away from the house. But I had to go up that way for something for my husband, and I said, all right, I'll do that for you. I'll get you up there where you need to be if I can go to the scrapbook shop. So I did end up getting to go to the scrapbook shop, and I did take a little bit of footage. So I might put that together at some point and share with you the store and our little trip. We'll see. We'll see. I didn't want to save it and wait till I did that whole video. I wanted to get it on this layout because how pretty is it? And I feel like it just grounds that bottom paper strip, and it just adds the sweetest little detail. I really love it. I know that I'm going to use that on lots of pages. I love lace, and I've kind of stopped doing that for a little while, so I'm keen to. I did get a bunch of lace, so I'm really keen to get some more of that on my pages. Now, it was at this point that I kind of had a look at everything, and I was feeling as though it was a little bit blocky, and I really wanted it to have a bit of a softer feel. So the lace absolutely helped with that, and I'm really glad that that's on there. But I just thought it needed another little layer, another little piece of softness. And I found these two cut files. I think they're Open Leaf from Cut to You. I'll leave a link below. And they're already cut. I didn't back them. I just thought, you know what, let's just add those into my layers here and see if that kind of gives a bit more of a softer feel. And I'm really glad I did, because I feel like it does pull everything together, and it adds an extra detail that's not an extra heavy layer. And softens everything, makes everything seem a little less blocky. And yeah, just until I got them positioned, I just added a little bit of double-sided tape underneath my photo there in the spot that I thought they might go. And then once I was happy, I will stick my photo down completely and then glue all the other little bits and pieces on top. So I'm really happy with that. I am going to, in a moment here, scooch across that little banner piece down the bottom near Caitlin's foot says, "You are my sunshine." And I am going to move that over though, because her toe, where she's pointing with her foot, it's right at the bottom of the photo, and I don't want to cover that up just because I can see her pretty little feet. And oh, I haven't told you about the photo. This is actually the only photo that I have of Caitlin in a tutu, and it means the world to me because you know that I love my ballet, and she did dance when she was younger, but she did not like it. She enjoyed it for a little while, but as she got older, she just found it, the discipline, I guess, maybe, and the routine and the structure of the class was a bit much for her. So she only ever danced in a tutu on this one occasion. This was for an end-of-year concert, and we still actually have this tutu. And it's funny because she doesn't want to get rid of it, even though she will openly say, "Oh, I hate ballet," but she insists on keeping this tutu that she wore on this one occasion. So I definitely wanted to scrapbook this photo. Things are getting serious because some of these elements are now glued down. The photo's in position, the frames are in position, the cut files are locked in. The unicorn and that the large floral piece at the bottom there, that's all locked in. So now really I'm adding the medium-sized embellishments and rounding out the clusters. I did try and get both of those frames onto this page just to try and use them up, but it kind of ended up being a bit blocky. And I was super keen. I needed to get these butterflies on. Remember back in the beginning, I said that I pulled my lilac background color to match the butterflies. So because everything was locked into position and I had that lilac background going on, I needed for it to make sense. And for that to happen, the butterflies had to be positioned. So I have made sure to fit them both onto this layout. One's going to end up at the bottom there, and then the other one is going to end up on the right, pretty much where you see it there. I also found these sweet little stars, and I'm going to add those. They are chipboard pieces, as well as these two hearts. So that one is super shiny gold, and this one is a grey, and it happens to be the same shade of grey that's in the background of the photo. So it does really quite, it's funny because it's just the smallest little heart. But as soon as I added it, I was like, yes, that kind of helps balance out the grey in the picture and kind of makes it feel more like it belongs on the page. Now it's at this point, I think, you know what this page needs? Sequins. So I pulled out my stash. I did end up going with some from Spiegelmum Scraps. I think it's called Opalescent Pearl. They're really pretty, these ones. They are not your standard sequin in that they don't have a hole in the center of them. They do come in 3 sizes. They're all quite small though, but yeah, 3 different sizes. And they're like the name suggests, really pearlized. They're pretty pinks and peaches and whites, and they're very pearly. Is that a word? They're like shiny, but pearl-like. And yes, I am going to position them one by one. I like to set them all out and know exactly where they're all going to go, and then I will go back and glue them into position. And that finishes up the layout. So if you like the way that I scrapbook or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I would love it if you'd give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the layout or the supplies that I've used, please leave them below. And also, I want to know, is there a collection of Maggie that you would like to see me use next or in an upcoming video? Leave that in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts, and I will see you all next time. Bye!